Hi guys, and welcome to today's video. Now this is a little bit different, and I just want to start off by saying whether you're a subscriber, whether you've watched some of my videos before, or whether you're completely new to my channel, if you have clicked on this video, then you were meant to see it. Today I'm going to be giving you messages from your deceased loved ones. So here's how this is going to work. I have 4 sets of cards here, and what I'd like you to do is take a good few moments and see which card you feel most drawn to. We'll call this card number 1, card number 2, card number 3, and card number 4. So take a few moments to see which one you are most drawn to, and once you've made your decision on which card you're most drawn to, what I would like you to do is go to the description box and click on the timestamp next to the number of the card that you have selected. And that way, by doing that, you don't have to watch the whole video. You can just watch the part that you're meant to watch. So in this video, I'll be using tarot, oracle, and also my box of charms. Take a moment and select your card. If you haven't selected yet, feel free to pause this video and then come back and click on the correct timestamp. 1, 2, 3, or 4. Okay, so hello to those of you who chose card number 1. So here's what we're doing. These 2 tarot cards here represent the person, the loved one, who has a message for you. This card, this one card, is your message. And I'll also be using a few other bits and bobs to get more information for you. I'm going to use my charm. Okay, and also I have some Scrabble tiles. So I'm just going to randomly mix those up. As well. Oops. Okay, so here goes. Okay, so we have the Queen of Cups and we have the 8 of Cups. Now that's interesting. We've got 2 suits of cups here. Now the suit of cups relates to emotions such as friendship, love, connection, intuition. So I feel like this person, since we have 2 cups cards, they were a very emotional person. And I also feel like you were very close to them. I feel like this person was a very, very kind and understanding person. Like I said earlier, very emotional as well. And I feel like this person that you're receiving a message from was also quite a patient and calm person, somebody who was always willing to help others, willing to help people who are maybe less fortunate than themselves. Okay, and next we have the 8 of Cups. This tells me that the person who is now in spirit might have had some sort of alternative lifestyle, possibly. Either way, this person went through some sort of transition in their life. Maybe they walked away from their past and totally changed as a person. Now the 8 of Cups represents unbalance or being out of balance. So it could be the case that they were feeling out of balance in some areas of their life, and that would explain the transition that they went through, or maybe they intended on going through. Okay, so let's take a look at the charms. Okay, so maybe a very magical, spiritual person. Watermelon, healthy, health conscious. Again, this represents peace. And we've got the Eiffel Tower here. And I'm wondering if this person had any connections with Paris, or maybe they were from Paris, maybe they've travelled to Paris, or could be that they just felt drawn to Paris. Maybe they'd always longed to travel there, maybe they travelled there many times, but something about a connection to Paris. I've got a grey button here. Actually, it's more silver. Okay, so this person is either a woman or it's a male who is very in touch with his feminine side. This person was very creative and magical. And the letters we have the letter A and we have the letter Y. So these letters could be, maybe one of them is an initial, maybe both of them are an initial, maybe those letters have some sort of meaning or connection between you and this person. Maybe they're your initials, but whatever the reason, you're meant to see these two letters. So now I hope you've got a greater understanding of who this message in your life is from, and let's give you the message. Spring. Okay, so this person wants you to know that whatever it is you desire, whatever it is you're looking for, you will get it around the springtime. When the flowers begin to bloom, that's when you will get what you want. So this also tells me that you may have a question you need answered, you may have a desire that you need fulfilled, or something that you really, really want, and your blessings will come to you in the springtime. Okay, so the type of things that this could relate to, it could be to do with a pregnancy, a birth, or an adoption taking place. It could also be something completely different, like a project that you're starting, and that project will be successful. So thank you very much, Group 1. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Okay, welcome, Group 2. So what we have here is 2 tarot cards, which represent the person, the loved one in spirit. And for us to help determine who that person is, this is your message from that person. And we also have some additional charms and things to try and get more clarity and information. Okay, we have our charms. And we have 2 letters. Okay, so let's try and get some insight and try and work out and figure out who this person is in spirit. Okay, so the first card we have here is Judgment. Okay, so this card represents transformation and, of course, judgment, as it says. What I'm getting from this card is that this person may have done something in their past that led them to be judged, and maybe they felt guilty about this, which is the reason why this card has come up. And maybe during their lifetime they didn't face up to their actions, but this card says that they are facing up to their actions now and they accept what they've done. So I hope that makes sense to somebody. Okay, and the second card we have here is the Knight of Pentacles. I'm getting that this person was a very hard-working person, a very responsible person, maybe quite traditional, very dedicated, and always put their full effort into whatever it is they were doing. It could even be that this person put a lot of effort into their projects or relationships, but often without passion. Maybe they weren't fully engaged into their work, but they were very, very hard working. Okay, so we have the white button. Now white is about purity, it's about innocence. So I'm wondering if maybe this person got judged for something that they didn't do. Maybe they were innocent. There's a strong possibility of that here. We have an angel feather, an angel wing, sorry. And we have the sun, which represents heat, passion, light, warmth. This to me represents strength. And we have the letters R and O. Now these could be this person's initials, maybe one of their initials. They could be your initials, maybe one of yours. Either way, these letters represent something to do with you or the deceased loved one. And now let's get to the message that they have for you. Children. Okay, so your life's purpose is to do with children. So this could be a career involving children, or it could mean that you simply have a great connection to children. It could also mean that this person, this loved one, was a child, or it could mean that you are this person's child. And if this is a child in spirit, this card does symbolize that this child is sending you love. It could also mean that your inner child needs to come out and play. Thank you very much, Group 2. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Okay, and welcome to Group 3. If you chose card number 3, this is the reading for you. So the tarot cards represent the person, the loved one in spirit. This is their message, and I'm also going to be using some charms and some other things to try and get more information for you. Okay, so let's try and find out and figure out who this person in spirit is that wants to give you a message. Okay, so we have the 7 of Wands. Okay, so this person is somebody who was very strong in that they would always defend themselves, they would always stick to their guns. Maybe sometimes on the aggressive side, and that could be because they were so passionate about whatever it was they were fighting for. And if they believed in something and they believed that they were right, there was no budging them. They were the type of person who would refuse to budge. Okay, and we have the Knight of Swords. Okay, so this person was very self-assured. They're very knowledgeable. They could be quite impatient, and they were quite frank. Maybe quite critical or indiscreet. And they could sometimes be known to kind of cut off from their feelings. Okay, so we have a turtle or tortoise. This tells me that even though they had a very tough exterior, and that could be maybe they were physically tough or maybe emotionally tough, inside, not so much. We have a fairy. Now fairies, even though they're known to be magical, they can also be quite wicked. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. We have a feather. We have this squirrel on a branch here. We also have a letter. We have the letter T. So this could be an initial, or maybe it has some other meaning for you. And we have two more letters for you. We have the letter R and we have the letter H. Again, these could be initials, they could be their initials, they could be your initials, maybe one of each, or they could have some completely different meaning or connection between you and your deceased loved one. And now let's get to the message. I hope that's helped you figure out who this person is. And let's get to the message that this person has for you. Okay, so this card, even though it seems to be a very obvious meaning, vegetarian, a new way of eating gives you more energy, greater health, clarity, and stronger manifestation abilities. So this could mean that you're encouraged to become vegetarian. Maybe it means that you've recently become vegetarian, but it also can have different meanings that not necessarily vegetarian. So it could be that maybe you've had or recently had some sort of health concern or a behavioral concern that is related to your diet. So maybe some health concern or behavioral concern that's related to the food you've been eating, and this person wants to remind you that you need to start eating healthier. Maybe they're encouraging you to seek a dietitian or some sort of nutritionist to help you. This person is encouraging you to take a look at what you're eating, what you're putting into your body, and encouraging you to become a healthier person. So I hope that reading helped you. Thank you very much, Group 3. And finally, we move on to Group 4. So if you selected card number 4, this is the reading, the message from your deceased loved one. So how this works, the tarot cards are to help us figure out who your deceased relative or loved one is. It doesn't have to be a relative. And this card, the oracle card, is the message from this person. And I have some charms and additional things to help us to figure out who this person in spirit that has the message for you is. Okay, so we have our charms. And we have our letters. Okay, so let's try and figure out who, first of all, this person in spirit is. Okay, so the first card to help us figure out who this person is, the Lovers. So we could take this as the very obvious meaning. It could have been maybe an ex-partner, maybe it was a partner that passed away. So we can take this very obvious meaning first of all to look at that, and this could have been a husband or a wife. It could have been somebody you were in a relationship with, or even somebody you were in a prior relationship with and had broken up before they passed. I feel that this was somebody that you were in a relationship with at some point. Okay, and next we have the Tower. Okay, the Tower. Okay, so this, I feel like this person was surrounded by chaos. Maybe a lot of trouble. Maybe this person got into trouble without even meaning to, but always seemed to find themselves in some sort of trouble. Okay, so let's take a look at the charms to see if we can further figure out who this person is. Okay, so we have a little Scotty dog. Okay, so let's have a look at that. So Scotty dog, maybe this person was Scottish or has Scottish connections. Dog to me symbolizes loyalty. So I feel like this was a very loyal person and a very good friend. Someone who would maybe take care of you and protect you. we have the tree of life. So tree to me signalizes strength, growth, maybe even wisdom, if that makes sense for you. And here we have a set of pliers. So it could be that this person maybe had a job involving tools, involving pliers. Maybe they were a carpenter, a mechanic, some sort of builder, or maybe they didn't have a job like that, but maybe they were very handy around the home or very good at odd jobs, things like that. Now this is interesting. We've got a dog, but we've also got a cat. We have a butterfly. Butterfly symbolizes transformation. And we also have a starfish. And the reason I'm putting these together is because they're both pink. And the letters we have for you, G and E. Okay, so these letters, they could be the initial or initials of the person in spirit, or they could be an initial or both initials of you, or maybe they have some other sort of meaning connected to yourself or the person in spirit. So I hope these things have helped you figure out who this person is and the message now that this person has for you. Dietary change. Okay, so this person in spirit is trying to tell you something, maybe to consult with a nutritionist, go on a detox. Maybe they're telling you to stop drinking alcohol or using other drugs, reduce or eliminate chemicals, reduce processed foods from your diet, eat a more vegetarian diet possibly, quit smoking, and stay away from harsher chemicals. So this person is trying to tell you that you need to improve your diet and your life will also improve. I hope you enjoyed this reading. Thank you very much for listening, and I hope this has helped you in some way. If you would like more videos like this, please let me know in the comments below and I will create more. Thank you for watching.